'cause I know that you don't. Hey guys, so today I'm on my way to the Seattle climate change protest, and I'm taking the city bus. As you can see, I'm at the stop. I'll get to you guys later when I'm about to be on my way. Well, I am on my way, but I think you know what I mean. So, yeah. And now we're on the bus. Gonna be there soon, hopefully. I wanted to bring friends, but no one could go. So we'll just see where I end up. I ended up accidentally meeting up with a friend at the train station, actually. She was just standing right there, and I was like, oh, hey. I know her from a Wiley event. So we ended up sticking together basically the whole day.
And Katie, please tell me why you're at this event.
Sure. I'm really passionate about the environment because science tells us that we have very little time left to fix it. So I think that, especially within youth who often feel like powerless when it comes to enacting change, collective action is so important for our cause. Yeah, and that's
I think I'm striking because I feel like striking can actually make a change, and we've seen the UN has taken a vested interest in it, and they're trying to make change. And so I feel like we can really make this happen within each individual government, and then make this a global effort to make meaningful change in our climate change, and we can have a healthy world that isn't dying because we're being irresponsible with our resources.
Hello, I'm with Fiona today. So tell me why you're at this climate change event.
I'm at this event because I guess I really value the importance of making connections between students and between the people who have the current power in this movement. Right? I'm the politics director of Washington Climate Strikes, and my job is to do research about local policy and politicians, so that we can not only spread that information to other youth, so that they can be educated and start becoming more civically engaged, but also to build our network as an organization so that we can provide some of those connections ourselves, right? And I think that is kind of the beauty of this movement, right? It's all about empowering student leadership in the climate change movement, because students are angry. Students are very passionate about this, and like that passion isn't matched by the actions of legislators and the actions of the people who hold the power in the city. So I'm here to kind of catalyze the formation of those connections between students and other students that became students, and community members who are adults, who are politicians, anyone who's interested really, because I think that's how we'll grow and how we'll become unified and how eventually this movement will spread and we can really change.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Hello, today I'm with Laura. Okay, so why are you here today?
I'm here because this is our planet, this is our home, and if we don't fight for it, who else is going to?
When was the first time you felt inspired to make a change?
When I was 16, I lived in a small fishing town, and then we're going to log Clackawanna Sound, and so all of us in grade 11 and 12 went out to Clackawanna Sound and changed ourselves to trees.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, I'm with Taya and Reagan. So tell me why you're here today.
I'm here to support the youth and also to show just to show up. I think that it's important for us to be here, especially folks of color. Climate change affects us directly, and so I want to show up in this white space of Seattle.
I'm here for it. That is exactly my answer too. Is that I want to be here. I want to represent. I want to represent myself. I want to represent other folks of color in Seattle, and just be out here so that people understand that we absolutely care about the environment. We absolutely take ownership and stewardship and pride and do what we can to protect our environment. And that's a big part of like what we're doing with our programs this year at Young Women in Power. So we've got a Nature Connections program and an environmental leadership program. We're looking at food sovereignty. We're also just talking really specifically about how being in communities of color, how we're negatively impacted by a lot of legislations and laws that get passed down around the environment. Like for example, like look at where garbage dumps are. It's never in a white neighborhood. And look at where food deserts are. Ain't no food desert in Ballard. There's no food desert in Wallingford. And yet when I moved south to Rainier Beach, I was hard pressed to be able to find reasonably priced organic food. Why is that? Why am I not able to find that? So these are things that are really on my mind, and I'm really just inspired and excited that young people are out here leading the way into these important conversations and helping us to get through some of our own apathy or our own busyness and actually be out here and have this conversation and do this work. Okay, thank you for your time.
Yeah, no, PCC bought the land for us because we couldn't pay a mortgage.
Respond by saying, let's work together, build, not destroy. Protecting land and water really is a joy, because the planet is home to all of us, and that's the song we bring. Hear the raging granny sing. Urging you off of your fannies. Make our blood boil. Keep it in the ground. The CO2 keeps on rising. This isn't really surprising. Systems driven by greed. We must intercede. Keep it in the ground. There's only a future for beings on this earth. For you! We'll take to the streets and make our voices.
Be out here taking action today is a great start, but it cannot end here. It cannot end with September 20th or with September 27th. This has to be a movement, not a moment. All right, our next speaker today is my friend Zoe Sherman. Expect to see until 2070 up to 200 species of life on this planet become extinct every day. In fact, 60% of all mammals, birds, fish, and reptiles have been obliterated since 1970. We're in the midst of the 6th mass extinction. We've known about the climate crisis for a really, really long time, for more than 40 years. That's more than 3 times my age. We knew we had to change. We've known about how dangerous, environmentally damaging, and unsustainable these things we call cars are for a very long time. We've known about how damaging these consumeristic, materialistic, and wasteful lifestyles are for a very long time. We've known how horrible our methods of transport and energy are for a very long time. Even in this supposedly forward-thinking city, look at our cruise ships, which are the equivalent of 1 million cars each. Look at our airport, which growth continues unmitigated. Look at our lack of bike lanes, lack of a subway system, lack of affordable housing. Why isn't this supposed sustainable city taking the lead? Why are we struggling with this? We need to be better. We need to create a world that is not only livable, but sustainable for everybody. We need a world where we don't have to check the air quality every time we go outside in the summer. We need a world where everybody is given a livable wage, where everybody is treated as human, where we hold the people who run corporations accountable for their actions. A world where regular people are put into positions of power, not corporate shills. Think of a world where we use sustainable farming practices and let our beautiful forests lay in peace. We need a world where little kids aren't forced to give up their childhoods because they know they have no chance but to do the things that the adults won't. Where they can have a normal childhood. A world where parents aren't terrified for their kids and kids aren't terrified for their futures. Think of a world where everybody has clean water. Think of a world where everybody can breathe. We have the power to create this world, create a world not ruled by greed and fascism, but shaped by love and compassion for both the environment and others. We all have power. Adults have resources and experience, and people will listen to us youth. People will listen to us, and we need to use that power. So many youth aren't standing up for their futures, partially because they think they can't do anything, but they can. There's a quote that I think illustrates this perfectly, a quote by Alice Walker. The most common way to give up your power is by thinking you don't have any. That is right. When I was younger, I couldn't have imagined doing this work. That was because I thought no one would listen to me. I was so afraid and I thought, what change could I make? But I was wrong. Nobody is too small to have an impact. The power that we have, will we use it to stand up for our futures, or will we squander it? Will we waste it? Will we ignore this crisis until it's too late? So far, I think we'll use it for the better. So many youth, so many of you are stepping up to the challenge. So many new leaders are arising and we're accomplishing so much. We can do this and we need all of you. We've gotten a Green New Deal resolution passed in Seattle. Fossil-free King County, where we were able to get a ban on fossil fuel infrastructure in our county. Look at the millions of youth all around the world defending our future. I tell you this as I tell you of our victories, something just as important is this. No matter how much it seems that we're changing, how much it seems like we're succeeding, we need to look at the emissions curve. Emissions are rising and that needs to stop. Our world needs to change with unprecedented speed. We need to change with unprecedented speed, and we need to start right now. Thank you very much. amazing group of people that have joined us today, and that is the Amazon workers right back there who are showing solidarity with the youth by walking out. Thank you to the Amazon workers for showing solidarity and supporting the youth, and we are right there with you in your fight. I have some more good news that I actually just found out, and media is saying that we got 10,000 people on the streets today. That's pretty amazing. Our first climate strike, 1,500 people. We thought that was huge. And here we are, multiplying that by so much more. That's pretty amazing. Everyone should be really proud of themselves today. I'd like to welcome our next speaker, Johnny. Johnny is a proud Black Ethiopian community organizer. He uses he/him pronouns and is a young leader and organizer for Got Green. During his time in school, Johnny gained a passion for social movements. This passion stemmed from inspiring mentors who loved him into being an advocate for real change. And from that, Johnny immersed himself into student-led movements as well as marches in support of Black Lives Matter. Thank you, Johnny. Take it away.
Yo, yo, can we make some noise? When I say climate, y'all say justice. Climate. Justice. Climate. Justice. So thank you all so much for being here, and special shout out to the young folks who've been organizing and mobilizing to make this happen. Young folks have always been a critical movement in social movements, so thank you for continuing on to that legacy. So today, across the country and across the world, people are rising up for Mother Earth and climate justice. And that's because we all know the truth. That this economy is literally killing our people and our planet. The same system that forcibly removes resources from Mother Earth is the same system that forcibly removes Black people from their families through mass incarceration, through the school-to-prison pipeline. It's the same system that separates families at the border and the concentration camps. It's the same system that colonized on indigenous land. And today, we are here saying, this is not okay, enough is enough. Repeat after me, enough is enough! Enough is enough! So, because for communities of color, we've known this violence for so long, and I also want to lift this up because our struggles for justice are interconnected. So when I say climate justice, I'm saying Black Lives Matter. When I say climate justice, I'm saying no more detention centers. No, I also say that we need to decolonize and re-indigenize Turtle Island. So we know that we need a better world. We need a just transition from an economy that's killing our planet and our communities. We need an economy that centers on healing and waging love. I want to end on this. We are the solutions. We are redefining the moment. What we do next matters. So please stay involved and repeat after me. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, my people, rise up. Rise up, my people, rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, my people, rise up. Rise up, my people, rise up. Rise up, my people, rise up.
Activist and defender and a dear friend of ours, Brandon Lee, a Chinese American human rights and indigenous rights defender from the Bay Area who was shot by elements of the Philippine state for his activism. All this and more caused and promoted by capitalists in the name of profit. Not only do we see these acts of imperialism being done in our homeland, But we also recognize these violent acts being committed in Amazon, the Amazon, in Palestine, West Papua, and other third world countries.
Youth jail.
No,
Yin was born in Taipei, Taiwan, and grew up where the Treaty of Point Elliott was signed at what is now known as Mukilteo, land of the Snohomish people. Take it away, Yin.
Okay, Yin Yin.
Does this work? I'm gonna try this. Okay. 大家好，我是尤一能，我从台湾移民到美国，我很高兴见到你们，因为我们一起需要保护地球。Hi everyone, my name is Yin, and I'm very honored to be invited to speak, especially as an older person. And I'm gonna ground this a little bit. Deep land. We are near Pioneer Square, named after the pioneers, where Seattle's first skyscraper, Smith Tower, gentrified the second location of Chinatown. As we march by streets named after the settlers, Yesler, Maynard, Denny, just as we are familiar with colonial history, we also need to honor beyond what is documented. As women of color speak out, Sister Patricia Allen reminds me that this land used to be a rainforest. Every time it rains, it is the land trying to come back to itself. What is our accountability to being good stewards of this land? How do we center and invite the original caretakers of this land in the policy decision making? Sway, water. Roger Fernandez of the Lower Alwak Skellum tribe shares stories of when the Alwak Dam was built, and there was pools of blood during the spawning seasons, salmon trying to return home. His people fought and succeeded in the removal of the Alwak Dam. It is important. It is important to develop critical lens and question Seattle's 91% of electricity that comes from hydropower. While it's considered green, what actions do we need to take to reduce and eliminate our impact to other living beings, plants, and salmon people? Cool. Fire. Young people have brought the urgency of climate change and the need for just transition solutions right to the door of the elected officials. The U.S. military budget
We can hear it fine.
Okay, thank you. The U.S. military budget starting next month is almost $1 trillion. 989 billion. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros. A lot of resources spent for the world's biggest polluter. The U.S. military is the world's biggest polluter. As many as 140 countries. Locally, the mayor wants to spend additional $1.6 million on the police department. Who has a consent decree from the U.S. Department of Justice brought by Native women organizers. Already half of the city budget goes towards public safety and not enough to address the urgent issues of climate change and community control affordable housing. MHA, mandatory affordable housing policy, sold us out. Demolishing cultural landmarks like Busch Garden in the CID, in the Chinatown International District, for a 17-story condominium is unacceptable. There are no shortages of funding in this wealthy city and nation to address climate change and the needs of the people and provide services like free public transit. And ensuring nonprofits that want to build affordable housing does not continuously get outbid by private developers. Cheap air. Frontline communities like Beacon Hills, South Park, South King County are suffering from over 100,000 cars passing by interstate highways and airplanes passing by every 9 seconds. Climate justice needs to be led by those most marginalized. centering trans and non-binary folks, indigenous and black women, folks that fight for safety and right to exist every single day. We need to allocate resources in form of reparations, sovereignty, and step out of the way for them to lead. The alternative is cis white male scientists of Yale and Harvard spending resources to dim the sun, while failing to name the systems of oppression, capitalism, colonialism, patriarchy, as the root cause of climate change. There is no time for band-aids or false solutions. These young folks and those living on the front lines of climate change have the vision and solution for a just transition future away from the fossil fuel infrastructure. Shout out to God Green and the Green New Deal and their listening post tomorrow. Ling Spirit. As Ken Workman, the great-great-great-grandson of the Chief Scout, shares that the Duwamish people are buried by the roots of cedar trees. Their people are here in these vertical longhouses, and I come from resilient matriarchs who survived 5,000 years of patriarchy. With the spirits in the land of resistance, how do we honor those before us? Can you commit to continuously showing up for sustained resistance? Not just once in a while symbolic marches and rallies, especially my East Asian people. Let's get connected and committed resources to support these efforts. From the land, water, fire, air, spirits, may these teachings ensure that we show up to push the conversation drastically and radically left in every spaces we are part of. During the civil rights, it was estimated that less than 4% of the country was supportive. There's more than enough of us to demand the shift we need to be good ancestors. Let's move beyond these single issues and connect broader to the anti-imperialist movement. And here's the chant. I'll chant and you'll chant with me, okay? Long live international solidarity. Long live international solidarity! Thank you.
All right, thank you, Yin. Thanks. Got it. All right, our next performer today is my friend Athena Fain. Her pronouns are she, her, and she has been a youth activist for 6 years, which is 43% of her life. And she's here because she really doesn't want to die, and she's going to perform an amazing song that she wrote called Greta.
Hi, I'm so short. Oh my god. I'm on my toes right now. Okay, thank you. I like my shirt. It says love your mother. My friend Scott loaned it to me and I thought I'd say it because he couldn't be here today. Scott's awesome. So I'm Athena. Hi. I've been here. So I wrote this song made out of quotes by Greta Thunberg because she is so awesome. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a very simple song, but I like it. So. Oh, are you pointing it at my instrument? Or I'm just getting a second one? Okay. Sorry. Oh, don't clap along, I mess up. Our house is on fire. I want you to act like our house is on fire. I don't care about being popular. No, I don't care about being popular. And you are not mature enough to tell it like it is. Why should I study for a future that is being taken away? I want you to feel the fear that I feel every day. I don't want your hope, we've failed, our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope, we've failed, our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope, we've failed.
future was sold. My future was sold away and nothing has changed. My civilization's being sacrificed. Civilization's being sacrificed. It's a offering to the many that will pay for the luxury of the few. Why should I study for a future that is being taken away? I want you to feel the fear that I feel every day. Oh, every day. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. No, we've got to stop. And I want you to panic, panic, panic. 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 I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. Our missions have got to stop. I don't want your hope. We have failed. No, we've got to stop.
If you guys want Athena to upload that on Spotify like right now so we can all add that to our playlist, can I get a huge cheer for that? Our next speaker for today is Nikita Oliver, and I don't think she needs any introduction, so Nikita, take it away.
Shout out Rainier Beach right here in the front. Yo, give it up for these young people getting more people out in the streets than I have ever seen in Seattle. And I want to be real with y'all. Young people should not have to be organizing us to save the planet. Like, we are standing in front of City Hall. The people that have the power, the privilege, that we voted into office to do the right thing to ensure that we have clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, and affordable places to live. And what are they doing? So young people, I want to be accountable as someone who I don't want to call myself an adult yet, but as someone who feels accountable to you, that you are having to sacrifice your education and opportunity to ensure that in 10 years from now, we've made the right decision today. So I thank you for your leadership. I thank you for your courage. Shame Seattle Public Schools for not having your back. Justice is just us being just us. Justice is just us being just us. Without us, there is no justice. Without us, the system persists in its defiance, dividing us further from the divinity that is our unity with our mother, dividing us further from the divinity that is our unity with each other. That's when cash rules everything around me. As a man is steadily auctioning off, stalking these bodies, trying to break my attempts to break free. Understand there can be no fair trade agreements with black and brown bodies that still sold as stocks and bonds, and jail cells sell out as politicians. And jail cells sell out as politicians are building their wealth on these black and brown bodies, markedly marketed, targeted, murdered extrajudiciously with impunity, not just locally but globally, by the same hands that stole us from our homelands, the same hands that stole these homelands, the same hands that fed us to someone else's homelands, the same hands that'll try to sell us back our homelands, overprocessed and overpriced till we become underfed. But yo, we are a resilient people. We are a still living people. free the home of the Braves. And I'm talking about the real Braves standing here on Duwamish land. You see, we don't ask, so they don't have to tell the truth. And the truth is, we have a choice right now. And 20 years from now, we can be telling our children how we failed to respond to y'all asking us to stop allowing capitalism to bring us into overconsumption, how we failed to hold politicians accountable to affordable housing, how we failed to truly have a race and social justice initiative that was intersectional and centered the needs of Black, brown, and Native people in our city. Or 20 years from now, we can be telling our children how young people like you brought all these adults to the carpet, and how instead of being defensive, how instead of walking back into our offices, we heard your cry for justice. And instead we decided to do what it is incumbent upon us to do, which is honor this Green New Deal and a just transition, which is get to zero emissions, which is value the treaties that we signed, because when Indigenous and Native people get to run the land the way it was supposed to, we all live better, healthier lives. Greta Thunberg said in an address to Congress that she doesn't want us to have hope, that the house is on fire and she wants us to act like we're in a crisis. It's true. But what I want you to know is the hope in the moment is the choice. We can choose to do things differently. We can choose to see the planet healed. We can choose to love and care for each other and all of creation the way that we need to ensure that life continues on this planet, or we can choose to go the other direction. The choice is ours. Thank you, y'all.
For my Snapchat, so everyone. Thank you. Yeah, I will for sure after this. Okay. I would now like to introduce Sunrise again, who's going to lead us in some more songs, so that we can keep our energy up for our next set of speakers. Thank you.
Did I step on it again? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to get a Kleenex?
Hi, everybody. Okay.
Are you take a picture? Are you guys leaving? Yeah, I have an appointment at 2.
So we're gonna sing a song called "Does It Weigh on You," also known as "Which Side Are You On?" This was written in 1931 by Florence Reese, who was the wife of a union organizer for United Mine Workers in Harlan County, Kentucky. And we want to draw attention to that because there are currently coal miners striking in Harlan County. Their corporation went bankrupt and are refusing to pay the workers for the hard, dangerous work they do in those coal mines. They are blockading a coal train until they are paid their due wages. We invite you to join with us in singing this song. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Storms surge and fires burn, but you don't hear the call. 'Cause fossil fuels keep paying you, doesn't weigh on you at all. Doesn't weigh on you at all. Doesn't weigh on you at all. Doesn't weigh on you at all.
side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Corporations raise you up, but we can make you fall. We picked a war with our generation. Doesn't weigh on you at all. 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 Hey, which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Hey, Jenny Durgan! Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. That was amazing. Next up, we're going to have a couple city council candidates come up to speak. And while I know that politicians have not historically been on the side of the youth and been on the side of the protesters, these are politicians that actually have a comprehensive plan for tackling climate change, and they're not here to push their individual agendas. They're not here to boost their campaigns. But all three of them are going to share the mic to symbolically represent that if we want to solve the climate crisis, we need political unity and not individual campaigns fighting each other. So it's my pleasure to introduce Shama Sawant, Tammy Morales, and Sean Scott.
Hey everyone, we're sharing our time, so we're going to make this quick. I'm Tammy Morales. I'm running in South Seattle, District 2, where we have black and brown folks who are dealing with health inequities, poor air quality, with the dirty Duwamish. And so we know that the Green New Deal is the way that we start to solve all of these problems about wealth inequality, racial, environmental racism. And we are running because we want to make sure that the leaders in City Council are advocating for a Green New Deal. We need to move away from this extractive economy, from an economy that takes resources out of the land, from an economy that strips wealth from our black and brown communities, from an economy that pollutes our air and pollutes our water, and an economy that strips labor from our workers and our neighbors. It's important that you elect folks that are going to push for the kind of change that we need. I'm really excited to see all these young people here. My kids are here. I was hoping they would come up, but they're a little shy. But I want to thank all of you, all of these 10,000 people for your leadership. And I want to especially thank Athena for calling bullshit on the status quo. Rise up.
All right, how's it going, everybody? My name is Sean Scott. I'm running for City Council in District 4 because the cost of inaction on the question of climate justice is measured in human life. 3 weeks ago, I lost my sister, and she was a climate casualty. She's a disabled black woman who is 41 years old. She was traveling in Jamaica. They're having a record hot summer there, as they are throughout the global south. And a number of health concerns that she had were exacerbated by that by that heat and by the global warming that we're seeing throughout the planet. So this is an issue that affects me personally, as it affects all of us here personally. And every year, every 4 years, every 2 years, whatever the case might be, we see politicians come before young people, come before crowds, saying that they care about climate justice, saying that they're going to do everything that they can. And we continue to see the same amounts of inaction that we see always. So this election cycle, this action, what we're displaying is the fact that we're fed up with it. We're not going to take it anymore because we don't have any more time to waste. Our opponents in this race are the Chamber of Commerce. They're PACs like People for Seattle, Moms for Seattle, Tim Burgess, other climate denialists who say that all we have to do is nip and tuck, if anything, to get to where we need to be as far as climate justice is concerned. But all of us here know that it's going to take more bold, radical action than that. So we have all committed our campaigns to the ideal of a robust Seattle Green New Deal. We talked about not only what we need to see as far as more social housing so that people aren't driving such long distances to and from work. We've talked about building out our city's bike master plan. We've talked about building out our city's center city streetcar connector. But we've also talked about how we're going to pay for it, because climate justice and redistributive justice have to be mentioned in the same sentence. You can't take on big polluters without talking about taking on big corporations. Anybody who tells you that you don't have to do that is lying to you. So I'm here, I'm proud to stand with everybody up here, proud to stand with the other candidates, with all the other activists and organizers that are pushing this agenda. And let's get a win for climate justice this November and beyond.
Hi everybody. I am the Socialist Council member and as a socialist, as a teachers union member, and an elected representative of Seattle's working people and the marginalized, I am so honored to stand here with the tens of thousands of youth and students and workers who are taking action to avert climate catastrophe. It is deeply unfortunate that the Seattle School Board members and Superintendent Juneau missed this historical and pivotal moment to stand with their students.
Coming to today's strike, every single one of you has participated in a revolutionary action. We, the youth, are stepping up and leading, but we shouldn't have to. We need the adults and the world leaders to help us too.
Right now, if you want to stay involved and continue to get information about upcoming events, you can take out your phones and take a few minutes to go to bit.ly/TakeClimateActionSeattle. This is a website where you can sign up for email lists of all the organizations that were involved in this event. Again, that is bit.ly/TakeClimateActionSeattle. There are also other opportunities that we have available specifically for youth. First of all, we would like to create a list of youth contacts for every school so that when events like this come up again, we already have connections established. If you are interested in holding this position, contact Climate Action Families, which is listed on that link that you all just got. Also, if you want to do a presentation about climate action in your school, connect with Climate Action Families or Sunrise Seattle. And if you'd like to help plan an action to demand that our Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell sign on to the Green New Deal, you can connect with Sunrise Seattle. Also, one last reminder that every Friday, Fridays for Future students are striking right here from 1 to 2.
Thank you again so much for coming and making this event a success. We also want to take a moment to thank all of the activists who spent hours working to make this happen and the sponsors who helped make this possible. We could not have done this without all of you.
It will last, 'cause I